Hiya, in Liverpool, and this is a memorial garden. I'll read all the detail in a minute. So St. Thomas's Memorial Garden. This garden has been placed on a corner of the former churchyard of St. Thomas's Church, which was consecrated in 1750 and was the third church to be built in Liverpool. The land was donated by John Oakhill, a local timber merchant. The church was designed by Henry Sefton and built at a cost of £5,000. When construction was completed, the elegant church spire stood to a height that made it the tallest in the city. The graveyard was originally much larger, but alterations to Paradise Street in 1885 meant that part of the graveyard was closed. 200 years ago, sorry, I'm trying to read it as well as video it. 200 years ago, this area adjacent to the old dock and the developing port was known as Sailor Town, or the Good Old Town, a lively place where worldwide trade brought in exotic luxuries along with the cotton, sugar, wheat and tobacco on which Liverpool made its fortune. The early 20th century saw the population of the parish dwindle, and this led to the church being closed. The last service was held on 31st of December 1905. Some of the stories of people that were buried within this hallowed ground. Right, Joseph Williamson was plot 221. Joseph Williamson was buried in the Tate vault. He was related to the Tate family through his marriage to Richard Tate's daughter Elizabeth, whom he married in 1802. Williamson successfully managed and expanded the Tate tobacco business after Richard's death. An astute businessman and philanthropist, he created the extraordinary tunnels at Edge Hill, which are still being explored and mapped today. He died in 1840, aged 71 years. Edmund Richardson, plot 79. Edmund Richardson was a victim of the shipwreck of the pilot boat number 1 Good Intent, which was wrecked at Formby Point with 22 pilots, men and boys on board. 13 men drowned on the 29th of November 1883. Edmund was just 33 years of age. William Pownell, plot 24 and 25. William Pownell was born in 1719 and lived on Liver Street. I'd say that was pronounced not Liver Street, I think it's Liver Street, as in the Liver Bill. Also the location of his business premises. He was a successful merchant, magistrate and shipbuilder. He was made Mayor of Liverpool in 1767, but died in office in 1768. Pownell Street and Pownell Square were both named after him. William Hutchinson, plot 239. William Hutchinson was born in 1715 in Newcastle upon Tyne, but it was in his adopted city of Liverpool that he flourished, making significant contributions to the success of the maritime city. He was multi-talented, assuming the roles of sea captain, dockmaster, inventor, author, politician, scientist and philanthropist during his lifetime. His tide tables are still internationally significant today. He died in 1801, aged 85 years. The Reverend R.H. Ruffsedge, plot 306. The Reverend Robert Hankinson Ruffsedge was born in Pool Lane, Liverpool in 1746. He was chaplain of St. Thomas's Church, 1781 to 1794, minister at St. George's, 1794 to 96, and then rector of Liverpool for 33 years until his death. He was greatly esteemed by the parishioners and died old and full of days in 1829, aged 83 years. James Curry, plot 153. The family of James Curry MD is buried here, along with his children Sarah and James. Curry was a noted abolitionist and a supporter of rights for the American and French prisoners of war. He championed hydrotherapy as a cure for fevers, publishing an extensive medical treatise at least 90 years before this was officially recognised as a treatment. Most famous as the biographer of the Scottish poet Robert Burns, he was also president of the Liverpool Athenaeum between 1801 to 1802. Curry died on a trip to the south and was buried there. Right. Richard Tate, plot 221. Richard Tate was a successful and wealthy tobacco and snuff merchant. He was also a noted patron of the arts and helped to promote art in Liverpool. He was a keen painter and displayed his work at exhibitions in the city, one of which was the first art exhibition held in provincial England outside of London in 1774. He died 1787, aged 51 years. Margaret Swarbrick, plot 21, and 20-man family, plot 294. Here lie the remains of Margaret Swarbrick. She died April 15, 1807, aged 78 years, the much loved and highly valued servant of Mrs. Twentyman for 48 years. The Twentymans are also buried in St. Thomas's. Their wealth is reflected in the fact that they could afford to purchase a significant plot for a family servant. Andrew Fuhrer and Benedict Paul Wagner, plot 253, plot 281. Andrew Fuhrer and his business partner Benedict Paul Wagner had premises on Mersey Street and are listed as Fuhrer and Wagner merchants in the 1766 Gauls Directory. As German immigrants, it is likely their families arrived in Britain as refugees from southern Germany, c. 1709. Refugees fled the Palatinate states at this time due to political and religious upheaval. Many were shipped to New York from London. Several families settled in Liverpool, assimilated and set up successful businesses. So that's all the close, all of the plots are there. So yeah, it's really interesting. I didn't know this was here. It's the live bird. I can't read it, probably someone in memory of those buried in St. Thomas's churchyard. Can't read the top of it, but that's basically what it says. So it's a nice little memorial garden anyway. So thanks for watching, and I hope you found all that interesting, because that's the first time I've seen that, and yeah, it's very interesting. St. Thomas'Memorial Garden. See ya.